want to get going right away. But I think this Pele can apply that pressure that they're looking for here with this draft. It's just that all the other pieces maybe don't necessarily line up with that same.
Mifflin on the desk. Yeah, Sanguine up against Space Station Gaming. And Ryan, we've got a good one on the books here. Obviously, week 1, these two guys faced off against each other, and Space Station, you know, important for me than just raw damage and a little bit of sustain. We'll see how it works out, though.
Ganesh does so much damage, though. It's an option, I think.
Bit of a trade-off around the Fire Giant area. Now is 3-on-3. Wrong, you're going to drop the ult down. Cherio, realizing the window, slams on into Panitom's head. And now he's actually focused towards Rafa. Rafa's silenced out, so there's no chance of a defensive ultimate there. First blood to Sanguine. But the fight after the fact Cherio went in, Nico will at least pick up a double off the back of it. And he's looking for trips. Dardes waiting as the landing too. The stomp is on, but Jakor's healthy enough for the time being here. Panitom is on the way back from base. This engagement has gone on for about a minute, and it ends up going 3-2 in Space Station's favor.
This is the perfect time to take that fight for Space, but because of this, I like this grouping by Space Station. They're much stronger right now.
Cherio going to lead the charge in, but nice return damage out from Shinto there. Wrong, you getting aggressive, puts out some damage and ults defensively. Early ult, though, onto him from Rafa. Will save Cherio's life and revive him all the way back to the fray. But Panitom's there, and he's going to be able to pick up a kill alongside Jakor. Meanwhile, on the back of that fight, Dardes will at least take down 1 in response. It's a 2-for-2 so far. Panitom's beads now on cooldown. He's running for his life. And a crazy engagement between the two. It's mid and jungle. Sorry, mid and support for support and jungle across the map, but Jakor still under pressure.
Jakor's got to be concerned, but so does Vote on this left-hand side of the map. Great bounce by Netrioid, catches Vote and puts him in the dirt. A big solo kill because Sanguine needs someone who's going to be able to answer Dardes in these team fights. He's going to become a problem quickly.
Yeah, really going to be a couple of issues with this now at the moment. We're looking exactly at what Jakor can do to sustain. And you see those spear thrusts coming through to keep him topped up alongside this Gladiator shield. But Nico
can dunk the Kepri in order to re-kill whoever he just saved. But still, Space Station is using that really effectively. And the way that Dardes is playing is really hard to stop.
Early suns from Netroid to try and zone them away, but he takes way more damage than bargained for, trying to jump over the wall, but Cherio's there for the cleanup kill. Up and down from Panitom, though, turns his attention towards Cherio, and Cherio gets a beautiful ultimate again from Rafa, just when it was needed to keep him alive, and back to safety they go. Purple buff was invaded and stolen by Space Station. Even the solo laner has entered the Gold Fury pit. Jakor getting aggressive, but he's going to get abducted, and Vote gets to check his damage up against Jakor, who's 2 levels down on him. Rafa takes a ton more damage than bargained for, and Rafa ults very, very early on here to try and dissuade something, but as Panitom crashes down, Rafa is already dead. Cherio, though, goes into the fray, has to use his ult defensively as Sanguine zone them away. Nika now on the rotation for the first time, still at 6-6, but Sanguine start this fury up.
Only 1 ultimate, though, for Sanguine. That's just Taiko Drum, so Shinto's got to make use of it.
But now with 2 almost down on the other side, it makes it trickier. Rongu takes a ton of damage there, and Nika looking for the cleanup kill and will find it. Meanwhile, on the back of the fight, Vote and Dardes, they're eating barrels, and they're not barrels of fun, I'll tell you that much. Shinto gets credit for the kill onto 1. Jakor gonna bring down Dardes 2, as Nika spins around to the best of his ability. He's gonna need some help from Cherio, and he gets it now as the cooldowns come back up. Cherio picks up Shinto, Nika takes Jakor, and Nika executes Netrioid. A beautiful fight in an unstable environment for both. This Fury, though, a little bit risky, I'd say, although they do have Kepri coming. They should be able to turn this around.
Man, I hope no one's eating any of Nika's donuts tonight, I'll tell you that much, because he is carrying these fights. He comes in late.
That man advantage. In the end, they bit off more than they could chew in the 2v3. Speaking of fights in mid, Dardes, though, gonna end up falling down there, but Dardes does at least take out Panitom in trade for a 1-for-1. Jakor on the rotation, looking towards Vote and finds him with the ultimate, which will get Vote to ult defensively. Wrong, you gonna silence out Nika for a second to make sure he can't spin all the way to the backline again. But it's a mid laner for a jungler. These fights are getting scrappy. Neither team really coming out on top of that one.
I feel like that favors Sanguine, though, because Panitom is a little bit behind already, whereas Dardes is top farm.
Yeah, but I saw the scripts and I knew that gank was coming too there, right? Shinto gonna drop down to Nika as well. And now a bit of pressure onto that tier 1 tower in mid. And notice those
C on Sanguine that doesn't put them out of position.
Well, Pyro down earlier on from Cherio. Now Space Station are back at it after he respawns. Nikan are wasting no time in engaging onto Shinto and forcing him back towards the mid lane. Rongyu holding up the front line with Jakor as best they can. Cherio getting worked on a little bit, but the damage isn't great so far. Nika is wrapping around the back as Panitam commits into 4 in the FG pit. And Donis has already taken out Jakor. Remember, Cherio, he was waiting on the backside and he's going to force back the rest of Sanguine. Lost half his health bar for doing so, but Rafa's ult will keep him alive. Nika, though, spinning away and whittling down Rongyu. And Rongyu needs a bit of peel and is getting that. Ho Yi there, the Netrio just helping him out a little bit. But look at Space Station. They get the Pyro. They win the fight. And now they're trying to force the situation around this Fury. I feel like he pulled it for a second. Going to pull in Nika and the wall off to try and continue to pressure. But Jakor's only level 17. Some of the carries on Space Station at level 19. Ult to the backside, though, on towards Vote. And Panitam gets aggressed on immediately and forced away. In comes Cherio at the tail end, and that should be a double kill if he's lucky enough. Nika will strip one from him as Cherio continues to zoom ahead. Rafa forces the reset again, and Nika's spinning away on the front side once more. Space Station are looking great in this game 1, and there's nothing Sanguine can do to handle it.
Well, they can hope that Vote gives a kill over to Shinto by taking a little bit of extra damage than he needed to, and
My own buff here, right? You have to check with the enemy team at all times, not engage on them.
Rafa got aggressive towards Panitam, but he read it well enough to avoid the abduct. Now Rafa going to get whittled down in health bar. Great work actually from the combo of Sanguine there. And still the chase is on though. This is a lot of commitment for Rafa, and they will get the kill. His ultimate wasn't available at that time, but Jakor ate so much damage from the FG and the Space Station boys returning that he'll fall down in trade. Netroid's in way too deep on that backside of this fight though, and Panitam's drawn towards Shinto. That meanwhile leaves Netroid on an island, and I tell you what, that's not an island he wants to be on. Cherio now will at least be zoned away for now, away by Rongyu. Shinto will survive, but the damage is rough, and Space Station win another fight 4 for 1. And all again, they invest all that time into Rafa. Cherio's gonna be careful here though. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he'll be okay.
and Cherio is really just putting a little bit of pressure on that right wave, and then coming to group up in mid at least so that he's close enough that Rapper could feasibly get over to him if necessary.
Oh, Nika took a lot more damage than bargained for, and actually Thunder crashes well towards him. Bit of an overextension from Shinto there, and he might get punished for it. Cancel that, it's Cherio, but what's happened on the left-hand Phoenix? Well, the trade for the kill in mid and the keeping the Phoenix alive in mid is gonna cost them the left-hand side. Milan just can't land with that grapple, and Dada's getting an immediate shell out there from Ratha just to make sure there's no follow-up damage. And immediately Space Station turn away.
It is much more vulnerable.
Panitam still going to get aggressive then, looking towards Vote, early up from Dardes as well. Nika, though, doesn't care. He's still trying to push back Sanguine, and the health bars of Sanguine aren't great at the moment. The Space Stations are starting to join him. Beautiful route out from Rafa, though, catching 2, forcing some defensive utility. Into this guy goes Panitam, and he hits Vote, but still Rafa has his ultimate up, and Vote just able to turn around and get a kill, and that could be game off the back of that. Dardes with a double kill. Sanguine aggress, they chase it down, but they can't find any kills. Space Station read the situation point.
What's the biggest difference between Space Station from a few weeks ago and Space Station now? Rapper is contributing at a very high level where he wasn't before. It's time, if you can ban Aurora's Hercules, you could find a way to ban Rapper's Kepri. You have to at this point.
His Kepri, his Gap, his defensive, support. That's where he's always found strength for me.
You're leaning either way with these 2 drafts?
If Sanguine's able to make it to the late game and they really don't get dragged into literally any fight that SSG decide to pick.
Thanks so much, Finch and Myth on the desk. Aggro, quick question for you. Do you know my friend Josh? Nah, and everybody falls back to safety. But a couple of ultimates expended a little bit more so. And Sanguine's side, as we see Rafa getting aggressive again. Shinto's angle choices aren't the greatest here, because Cherio was around the right-hand side, and those walls from Rongyu will keep Dardes at bay. But still, Shinto falls down for first blood. Really play through him, but also he's on this Hebo. So keeping the Hebo down, like they're doing in mid lane now, is just going to keep this pressure rolling. I don't think they can leave him alone that long anymore. I think the support's going to have to babysit now. And
his escape at the right moments, I felt like, so we'll see if he can do a better job this time.
Blink engage from Rafa causes some problems, but there's Panitam forced to ult again. The damage, however, is just too much. Cherio could get turned on, but the sustain from his ultimate comes through and tops him back up. But now Cherio, without abilities, just swings for the fences, and Shinto will pick up the pieces 1 for 1. Jungler for jungler. The red buff, however, was secured by Sanguine. So at the end of the day, really
get hit by a multi-man Thor dunk, Shinto could be there, find a big crushing wave. That's the easiest way back into the game.
Most like, this is awful. What am I supposed to do? The dude's hitting double ricochets every time. Panitom, hello! Yep, there we go. Landing down from out of nowhere. Vote thought he could get away. Jigway ain't that safe. Great cataclysm out from Rafa though. And with Nika over here, the turnaround could be on. Just see what they can do with this chase on now. World Serpent into the fray looking for a target. Wrong, you might be that. It's not the one they're really after, if I'm honest. But if they can get a hold of it, at least it's something to return. They get the shell as well. And with that pickup, it's 1 for 1. Vote still dead means it's kind of tricky to look at the Gold Fury. Seeing Cheerios at half health. This battle continuing on the left-hand side. Purple buff is available. And I think that's what they're trying to look to defend here. But Netroid's having a hard time. Ricochet round the corner. Are you kidding me? Panitom gets the kill for that. Vote should be able to trade it out. But actually, tell a lie. The shell that Panitom picked up kept him alive on the rotation. And however, Netroid just buying up more. What is going on with this kid today? What the hell?
That
he
was
stood by him. Dude,
insane.
He
that
legit
was
stood and looked at him.
Tough game one. That's really invaluable.
I think as well, it was on Cheerio as well, who had been instrumental early on. Netroid going to take a trade with Vote, got support from Wrong You, the dot damage is good, the leap-in is better, but the Aegis is top of all. Now it's put pressure onto Netroid, whose leap is on cooldown, and Cheerio's trying to whack away. But Netroid's still alive for now, and the crit at the tail end will take Cheerio's life. Panitom dunking down for scraps. He'll find the life of Dardes, turn his attention towards Rafa, and we were just talking about how Space Station was still winning. Well, this fight on the left-hand side has come up monumentous for Sanguine. The bad news is there's just not much in the jungle to really do. But on the tail end, he has to fall back again. 4 members now in the FG taking their time to do it. Remember, they're only 18 minutes in. These levels aren't great. Nika's still dancing around on the side, waiting for reinforcements. Cheerio on the way. Cheerio's blink on cooldown too. But can he get in the pit and stop this? Fire Giant to Space Station! It's stolen away! And now Sanguine have to run for their lives. The chase is on from Space Station through the jungle. I don't think it's worthwhile maybe chasing any more. They could look for towers here. Now they've got the FG. What a swing around again.
Huge. It just
the tier 2 tower is still alive.
Right side of Oni Wave is pushing. Someone's got to back soon, and I think that's what Space Station's trying to do, is knowing that someone has to back. They either stop the back or get kills.
And then Netroid left on his own, beads early on. Aegis as well, didn't really avoid any damage, but he bought a little bit of time to walk around the corner and get a shell. Netroid's still alive, but Vote managed to fire a couple of shots in the back of his head. That's the end of Netroid, as the tier 2 will now fall on left-hand side. Oni Fury managed to dealt with him right by Panitom. I just don't think Netroid could be there alone at that time, Ryan. I don't think he realized that Space Station was still around the corner. And now Space Station heading for the Phoenix.
I love the patience that Space Station's displayed so far. Really impressive.
A lot of damage on Cherry on that water spout on connection from Sheet to the end. Just finished off that Soul Reaver, and you can feel the impact there. Jakor going to spin away in the backline again and zone him. Hits a stun onto Dardes and back to the FG.
Don't have great secure on their sides. They have to really worry about this fight as well.
Early on, ult from Netroid with those suns raining down on Cherry of all people. Jakor still giving chase, but has to fall back safely as the World Serpent's into the fray. One more shot of that, and that's a reset from Nika. Spent early on, and Nika could get focused down by the backline carries. Panitom to the sky, looking for an angle. Will be towards Vote, and finds it. Aegis early on will prevent some of that damage and dissuade the aggression any further. Nika's health bar is low, and Raph is kiting Sanguine away. Not sure if he got turned around mistakenly there, or he chose to sacrifice to get his team away. But now the sustain from Sanguine comes out. Lotus Crown ticking, tops up health bars. 3 members of Space Station here. He can teleport him back when he can, but that wall, as you said, caused so many problems. And the water came down from Shinto. 2 kills as Dardes now falls. Funny enough, no Vote lived at the tail end of that, but another dead. And Cheerio back, looking for what I believe would be a second FG steal here.
But Netroid is hunting him this time. No way he's going to let Cheerio go by him. Crits come through, easy as you like for Netroid, and finds the 5th death for Cheerio.
And Jakor back at it, but Vote right behind him. Great stun onto both, and that sets up a potential route from Wrong You, but Wrong You eats way more damage than he expected. Vote is swinging for the fences there. The rest of Sanguine are kind of fallen back, knowing that they had to kind of heal up as Nestella king off the game.
But now Nika is a little bit more vulnerable at this point in this game because he has no Aegis for about 35 seconds. And Yorm really does rely on one of those defensive relics.
Cataclysm from Rafa. Sun's dropped down on him too. Meanwhile, on the backside, Cherio aggressed onto Netroid, who stood his ground. Panitom lands on 2 on the backline, and Cherio's going to run for the hills, as does Dardes and Vote. But Shinto chooses Dardes first. Jakor's got hold of Rafa, and Nika's being dealt with by Netroid at the same time. This is a beautiful fight from Sanguine. Space Station initiated, Sanguine re-initiated with a counter, and they punch Space Station back to the base. Teleport not up for Nika either. This is a bit of free time for Sanguine and the Fire Giant.
They're going to get this Fire Giant. So, as I was saying earlier, CC comps want to go in with their initial CC, blink, get your relics, reset, do it again. So what's the way to counteract that? Sanguine set their feet and get ready for the next wave of CC and initiation. Plus, Space Station just get 2 grouped up, they get multi-man Thor dunks, you're not winning a whole lot of fights that way.
Netroid just went, you what, mate? You want a box? I was really surprised, because I don't think they realized around the Q drops. And Space Station have already taken all of Sanguine's towers.
And now they've got a 5v4 on top of this Phoenix. Sanguine might be able to just walk towards the Titan.
Jakor keeping Cherio busy in the box-off match between the pair of them going on, but it's giving room for Netroid and the rest of Sanguine to take down that Phoenix. Cherio getting very low, and Panitom in the sky, looking to zone them away as best he can. He'll cut off an option, steal a kill. That was Jakor's. Netroid, though, going in again, and works his way towards Dardes, who's forced to ult. The body blocks from Rafa will help out and absorb some of those crits. Are in the Aegis from Nika. Jakor going to lead in the fray again, doing pretty good damage so far this game. Same can be said for Nika. Early Suns from Netroid. He's still trying to lead his team to the promised land, it feels like. He tagged that Phoenix up. Rafa blinks in, gets the Cataclysm off, but Netroid leapt away in time. Same can be said for Nika's ultimate. Didn't really do a whole lot, and now Nika's not going to have as much of a frontline impact. Same for Gep. Wrong, you going to tank up the Phoenix though. Panitom in the sky, and Netroid is just deleting people alongside Shinto. That's a kill for Jakor on Dardes too, as the Phoenix falls, and it looks like we're going to a game 3. They don't care about Cherio or Nika.
Why would they? They've got game 3 in their sights, and they're going to find it. That's where Netroid, I think, does get into trouble at times, where he's trying to be the initiator, tanking up Phoenix's.
Look towards the Yanis. They don't look towards this Horus. The ability to play the map a lot more efficiently. I don't even think it crosses their mind, so it doesn't surprise me that Sanguine doesn't take Horus.
Let's go indeed. I'm excited to see if this is going to play out just as well as Game 1 and Game 2 did. Aggro joining me on the cast once more, because at the moment, this is, well, set up to be a lot better than we've seen previously. I think the big difference is here, Ryan, is the going on. And at the moment, he's taking a trade of Vote, and Vote's biting it off on purpose and overextending. Netroid's like, what you doing? And realizes that Cherio was here. Blink is available, but he's in minion aggro range, and that's what's delayed Cherio there. He was looking for the blink, it felt like to me, so he could hold the lead to get back out. Won't be the case. Nika, though, still trying to fight at this blue buff, and then with the Dharmic Pillars dropped down, Panitom takes to the sky, looking for an angle onto the backside and finds a hold of Dardes. Dardes forced to beat and jump away. At the same time, picks up that kill on Jakor with the apple. Next on the list is Panitom, and this gank on the blue buff pays off. Look at left-hand side, though, Ryan. Gold Fury's being done.
It's getting lower as well, and no one is even close here from Sanguine. Cherio still has that ultimate, just in case. Going up against the Terra and the Mulan, but decides to go
mid lane though, coming out from Cherio as he engages with Rafa and the Dharmic Pillars. Rongyu's already dead. Dardes credit with a kill. Dunking from Panitom, only really found Rafa, and the turnaround from Dardes is good enough to force Panitom to throw the hammer away. Nika, they steal away the blue, and now they start to pressure this left-hand side of the map, the last tier 1 standing. Netroid's going to be so careful here though, because everyone's lurking for him. Nika finds a good stun after the dash from Netroid. Remember, beads and Aegis available. He needs the Aegis early and does so, but the beads won't keep him topped up. Panitom just a little bit late to the party there, but here's the turnaround fight for Sanguine on the defensive again. Nika getting low, and the focus is towards him. He's one hit from death, and Rongu will get credit for the kill. Cherio's out of this fray as Frenzy popped by Rafa there, although it didn't really hit anyone, and the angles have been come back to haunt Space Station there. Dardes and Vote path differently to where Rafa and Cherio was, so Sanguine hold on to their tit.
Enemy team starts to scatter them. Step 1 for Sanguine is there. Win
well,
a game,
Cherio, there's step
win
2.
A fight.
Well,
Yep, Cherio killed. Step 2. Now, losing Panitom isn't ideal, but they're following the steps.
Well, Vote's still whacking down on this Pyromancer now. Respawn's coming through as Dardes and Nika arrive on the scene. Rafa's doing a good job of zoning as Rongu tries to get into the fray there, but a good knock-up prevents that, even though the walls did clap down by Space Station, giving away where he stood. Now as he walks around the corner though, Dardes deals so much damage to him, and Nika scents his blood. He's going to continue chasing in as Cherio also blinks in to fall on the other side, but he's going to need help soon. His ultimate's wearing off. Shinto does get away with an ultimate of his own. Jakor takes out Cherio, and so far Space Station have lost one member, but the rest of Space Station are now here. Dardes, good damage again, and that really whittles down the health bar of Rongyu and Netroid. Still the chase is on from Nika, but again Jakor finds an angle to the backside and takes out Ratha. Vote forced to beads after Jakor's pressure, and Rongyu falls down to Nika. This is anyone's game, but Dardes is now all alone. Only one that can really help him is Vote here, but Sanguine don't continue to chase.
But still, a 2-for-1 overall? Might be a 2-for-2 now that Shinto has been caught out by Nika. Nika has just been the star so far for Space Station in my mind. I mean, he has looked so good this set. Not that
he can't get
the rest
are keeping Sanguine at bay a little bit in that mid lane on the left-hand side, and seeing Netroid over on that left. Space Station is starting up the FG. Rongyu's already at half health here. Dharmic Pillar's going to zone away Shinto and leave Rongyu a bit more on an island. Jakor gets into the pit to help out. The apple there for showboating more than anything else, I should say that. As Cherio finds Panitom, who was looking for an angle with the ultimate to get on in. He'll even strip away the Harpies. Netroid arrives though. Space Station looking mighty healthy with how that last engagement just went.
Oh, another double stun from Nika. Blinks in, finds Shinto, forces him back, sets up Vote for the kill on the Yarkor. And what do you know? Another Space Station engagement goes well because of what Nika is doing on the front line.
And I actually did think we saw Nika just catch Thor landing then, so they know that ult's not available either. So Fire Giant going for Space Station here. Nobody else from Sanguine around. And this has just been a trickle-down economics effect, I feel like. I will say Rafa did use that frenzy on the left-hand side earlier on, though. Cherio forced out again on the mid. Right-hand side, Rongyu forced to ult here to keep the pressure going, but the damage has been done. Phoenix down, and Vote got hold of Netroid at the tail end. Panitom's dunk does put some pressure on, but an apple a day keeps him away as Dardes takes out Panitom, unable to escape. Now Nika blinking on in towards Shinto. Garbois still has his ultimate, won't even get a chance to use it, and that could just be the game.
Should be really clean there. I mean, Sanguine make a couple mistakes, but Space Station, I think, just come out with looking revitalized with a clear game plan in this set. And this feels